Hello, this is Lioness Panoramic Leadership International, LPLI. I am Princess Waji Constance Amaka, and here with me in the studio today are two perfect, handsome gentlemen. By my right, rather, is Mr. Mark Sokwaibe. Mr. Mark, you're welcome.
Thank you, Princess.
And by my left is Apostle Moses Ogene.
Thank you.
So you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, we are here again to talk about retiring wisely. Why should men retire wisely? A lot of men in their prime, say 30, 40 years, work in reputable companies, reputable organizations. But at their retirements, they have nothing to fall back at. They have nothing to be proud of. So, and we hear a lot of men advise themselves to, save up for old age, even if some don't do that. So what do we do, or what should men do to retire wisely? Mr. Mark, what is retiring wisely?
All right, thank you for that question. If I must answer that question, I'd like us to look at some, statements of Jesus, which always will remind us that there's a time that this trend, this age, will go down. Jesus, speaking in John 4, said, "I must work the work of him that sent him, because at the time the darkness will come, you will not." That darkness connotes a lot of things. It connotes weakness in your strength. And in John 21 verses 18, Jesus went further to explain again that now that you are young, you need someone to, you don't need anybody to hold your hand. You can wear your clothes, go wherever you want to go. But when you are old, you need someone to
assist you,
hold your hand and even put on your clothes. And if we look at also Lamentation chapter 3 verses 27, it says, "It is good for a man to bear his yoke in his youth, because there's a time you come, you can't bear that yoke." So if you check all these three scriptures, you find out that the Bible, which we read every day, is pointing to every person that a time will come, your strength will not be there. And an adage in Igbo land says that nobody stands on the road from morning till night, that you must come back home. So retiring wisely simply means putting machineries, things together that will help you, land safely, happily when you get to 70, 80, 90, that you can't be a burden to the next person. Nobody's going to bed, you won't be bedridden, you won't be moving from one place to other. You put those things in order so that you won't be a liability when you are old. You die honorable, you die smiling. That's what it means to, retire wisely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Susan, do you have anything to say?
That was a perfect definition.
Okay.
Perfect definition. So I'm okay with that.
Okay, so what should men do? What are the things men are supposed to do to retire wisely? What are the motions they should set in place to retire wisely?
The truth is that every man has to be very wise. You see, I tell people that women mature by nature and men mature by lecture.
Yes, sir.
A girl of 19 years is 10 times wiser than a man of almost 40 years. That's the truth. They are wiser. You see, therefore, men need to understand certain things. That a time comes that in every relationship, for example, when the relationship is young, when they are young, the man is in charge. But by the time they clock 60, 70, the woman takes over.
Wow.
At old age, the woman takes over. Therefore, your pleasure or your pain will be determined by that woman that will take over at old age. Let me stop there to proceed.
So, Mark, what should men do? I want you to do more justice to this question. What are the things men should do to retire wisely?
Yeah, our apostle has just said a few of the things that men should do. I just want to add flesh to what he has said. If I must say what should I must answer that question, what men should do to retire wisely, in addition to what he said, you have to love your wife and children perfectly, because you are just planting seed. If you love them perfectly, it will return back to you at old age perfectly. We now have the scripture of Psalm 126, and the man that goeth forth bearing precious seed, weeping. Now, it's very painful to love wives. Honestly, it's very painful. Sometimes they will get at your skin that you want to kiss somebody. You must love. The Bible says love them. You know, it's not easy loving these people.
It's a mandate. It's a commandment.
And God knows actually that men are not naturally in that way. So he gave it as a commandment to, love your wives. And because women are not naturally obedient, he said you must obey. So you see that. So when it comes to loving, your wife, I tell you the truth, it's not an easy task. Sometimes you want to eat somebody alive because of the way they get at your nerves. Even the children too. But as a wise man that wants to see the end of his life, and by that time you can say, shut up! You can't even say that. Your voice will be weak, your strength will be weak. So as a wise man, you need to plant love as a seed right in your wife, and you will not reduce one bit of that love. It must be full. In fact, it has to go excess. Love them just the way they are. Just love them so that they will, in return, when you get old, remember, oh, my husband, my dad, my father was a good man. I need to pay back, because whatever we sow is what we receive. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. Don't be deceived. God is not more. Whatever we sow. So if we sow craftiness in our wife, we'll receive it. Just like our apostle said, they are very intelligent. They know you are very crafty. They may not talk to you now that you're young, so that you don't say, I want to divorce. But they, like our apostle said, they will wait until when you are weak. That night, that moment of night when Jesus said, a time cometh when no man will plant or walk again. That's when you see them bring their whip and deal with you. The next thing you must do to retire wisely is to be industrious and very frugal. Spend wisely. Yeah. Save some money, save enough. This is for my wife, this is for my children. And if you must retire wisely, let your wife know that you are saving for the family. She has to be in the forefront. And the third reason I'll give, don't be strong, be the weaker vessel right now, like Abraham did.
At what age?
No, now be the weaker vessel. Prove.
As a man.
Yes, I'll tell you the reason. At a time came when Abraham was in his journey of life. They got to a point he has to beg his wife, please, I don't know these people. Just be my sister, no longer my wife. So a situation will come when you have to be the weaker vessel. Don't be, oh. If you do that, just little poison can take your life off. Tell you the truth. If I'm lying, ask Brother Samson. You see that? Brother Samson will tell you what happened by being muscular, being a man. So if you must retire wisely, just always be very wise to be the weaker vessel in these areas where they can deal with you. That's what I have to say here. With that, you can see that at old age, there was no time you were so mean, so wicked. There's nothing that they can draw from. Yeah. This man was actually good. This man was actually nice. So let me pay back. Because a time came in the life of David, a warrior. He was so weak. He couldn't fight. And they had to tell him, so please, let's get a lady for you at that old age. What if David was so wicked? That old young lady would have killed him. So please, men, make sure your family is number one priority. And save for your family, save for everything that has to do with your family, and love your wife, the children perfectly. Then you can retire perfectly. Thank you.
So please, why do you think women abandon their husbands at old age?
I will give you two major reasons why most women. I use the word most.
Yes.
Most. I didn't say
some. You didn't say some.
But I said most. Most especially, that should go up to 80%.
80%?
Yes.
That's on the high side.
Yes. Make your research. Make your research. Number one, the reason is because